Hey Terrence, how are you?
Yeah, how you doing, Erica?
Do you know what they have going on this week?
Looks like more Code Wars. They were doing some projects. I took a peek at the class on Sunday. They were doing some projects, but the assignment was to work on Code Wars with us today.
Okay. As always, if you want to, you could take the lead. I can jump in at any time, but being totally honest, I hate data structures and algorithms. I can do it, but I'm not as fast as you are.
Gotcha. Oh yeah,
I'm,
no
I'm
problem.
here as a backup anytime.
No, I definitely appreciate that. How's the job search going?
Not very good, but I think that's the issue for a lot of people right now.
Yes.
So I'm trying to stay encouraged regardless. How about for you?
Yeah, same. I haven't been getting a ton of hits. And even my current job got bought out by another much larger company, and they even laid off like 25% of the workforce at my current job that they acquired. So it's definitely not easy to get a tech position currently.
Right. Are you already in tech? Like just in a
Yeah,
different capacity? Oh, okay. What do you
yeah.
do?
So I'm a application analyst. So I work with the EMR systems for hospitals, like their charting systems.
Hmm.
For taking down the patient's vitals and you know all their patient history, but electronically. And so IT support for that. So I get phone calls coming in. But this is actually how I got introduced to coding because there's like little modules or
Right.
components, if you would, that you have to do some programming on. For example, if I want to calculate the patient's BMI, I got to program that myself, and that's kind of how I got introduced to it. I was actually struggling at first because I didn't know what programming even was. I didn't know how to do it at all. So I ended up
Right.
taking like some fundamental programming courses years ago that really helped and at this current job. So it's good. It's just that it ain't paying with me what I'm supposed to get paid.
Right. Right. Totally understand. Yeah, I'm trying to transition from a full stack developer to DevOps, but DevOps or cloud, but it kind of feels
Right.
like I picked the wrong time to do it. But I guess any time is a good time. It's just not a good time
Right.
for the economy right now.
No, very true. And everybody, the companies like Google announcing layoffs is like,
Well,
it,
supposedly Meta is laying off more people this week.
wow, really?
Yeah, so all of those tech giant employees are going to take up all the available jobs.
Right. Exactly. The ones that, like you said, if they just got laid off and they got
Right.
20 years experience, they're gonna get a job quick.
Very quick. And then that puts us back in
Right.
the back of the line. But I'm gonna stay encouraged. It's gonna happen. It has to happen. So
Exactly. I think it's a numbers game too. Like Isaiah always encouraged us to do like at least 10 a day, like just to play the numbers game and see what happens.
yeah, yeah. I've been doing 10 a day for the last 2 months. I am burnt
Wow.
out.
Wow.
Yeah. But a lot of those positions that I applied for, I was not qualified for those positions. But I didn't care. I was gonna throw myself out there anyway.
See what happens. No, that's definitely the best way to do it. You
Yeah.
never know until you try.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they'll over ask as well. They'll just throw those specifications in there, just see who's even bold enough to apply. So
Exactly. That is true. I didn't think about that. Hi, Crystal. How are you?
Hi, pretty good.
hey, Crystal.
Hey,
Hey, Crystal, did you have any specific questions or anything we can help out with?
Yeah, I know we're supposed to do a Code Wars challenge every Tuesday.
Right.
So I guess I could get help on completing another one today.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, do you have an account for that site? No, already set up and everything?
Yeah, I went back and watched one of the videos that you guys did about 2 weeks ago, and I kind of just went through and did that one too. So that's one of the ones I have already done.
Okay. Did you want to try and knock one out with, our guidance, or did you want me to kind of pick one off and demonstrate one here?
Um, you can kick one off and demonstrate.
Okay. Let me do that. Just picking one out here. Let's see. Let's share my screen. Okay, everybody can see the screen, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start off with the easy one, array plus array. And so for the instructions, it says, I'm new to coding and I want to get the sum of two arrays, actually the sum of all of their elements. And so for that, this is the starter code. I didn't type in, this is what they gave us to start with. So I'm going to take this code and put it into VS Code. It's a little easier because you get more tools in VS Code. First thing Isaiah always told us was to just, change these regular functions into arrow functions. So I'll go ahead and do that first. And feel free to stop me anytime, if you have any questions on anything I'm doing here.
Would it be advisable to code along with you or just pretty much watch?
So I'll probably just watch for this one.
Okay.
And then I'll definitely talk out loud though, and just explain everything I'm doing.
Okay.
So they started us off, they want, so of course, array being a list of elements. So we have two lists of elements. And since they're talking about the sum, every element within each array is going to be a number. That's that's assumed because they want the sum of those numbers. They gave us this return of array one plus array two, which of course you can't just add arrays, which is why they have that comment here that says something went wrong. So we already have them as a data type of array, which is good because then we can access each element in the array and start completing our sum. So how I would start this is create a sum variable. And we'll want to create this variable using the let keyword because it's going to change, right? It's going to increase based on the elements in the array once we add everything together. So we'll use let, and we'll say sum equals, and we'll start it off at 0 instead of starting off blank because it's, we're already dealing with numbers. So we'll start with 0. And then for this, I'm going to use the for each method to access each element in the array. So I'll start off with array 1 dot, and then you can use autocomplete here for each. It knows it's an array, so we just do for each. For some reason, I haven't quite figured this out, but VS Code adds the word array in front of it. You don't need that, so it's really just the array, the name of the array, and then the for each function that got auto-completed here. And so this element just represents each element in the array. And what we want to do with that element is create a running, pretty much a running total. So then we'll say the sum, which is set to 0 right now, plus equals. So the sum equals the sum plus. So that's what the plus equals represents, each element in the array. And so we have 2 arrays. So in my mind, we would do this exact same thing twice. So we do, let's make some comments here. Sum of the first array. And then I would take the same thing and we'd add it because we're adding them both together. So we would add them both to this running sum here. The only thing we would change, of course, is the array name. So then we would take and name that array 2. So now we have, let me go back here. We have a variable we created so that our sum can end up being set to that variable. And then we have, we take the first array and use the for each method, and each element, and it's already assumed that each element is a number, is going to be added to the sum. And then we do the exact same thing with array number 2. The only thing I changed was that, variable name, and we're still adding it to our original sum here. And instead of returning array 1 plus array 2, we would just return the sum. And so before I test it over there in CodeWars, I'm just going to test it in the console here. So just console.log. And we'll do array plus array. So we'll call the function within console log, and each element, or each argument rather, for this function is an array. So we'll do an array with, let's see, numbers 1, 2, 3. And the second one with the same numbers. We'll just do 1, 2, 3. 3. So if I did it correctly, this should log, let's see, 12 to the console. So I'm going to just go ahead and save that and open this one in File Explorer. Come over here and then open our debugger here, or a console rather. And sure enough, we have 12. So I think this would be the solution for this problem. Any questions so far before I test it out in CodeWars?
No question.
Okay. So I'm just going to copy this whole thing. And paste it over here and do a test. Okay, so that did work. And then I'll do an attempt as well. And that worked also. So that's my typical process of going through one. And I always started off with the, just the easier ones with 8, which are the 8 KYU, I think they're called Q, just to build some momentum. So anytime you're searching for them, I would recommend, in fact, let me go here under practice to show you how I usually search. Difficulty, I always just start with 8 and then work my way up. And usually for status, approved, and then the tags, I usually base the tags off something that maybe I don't quite understand. So in the beginning, I was having trouble with arrays in JavaScript. And so I would just put the array tag in there, and I would get, all of the array problems that are easier, so I can just build understanding on that particular topic. Okay, and then that's pretty much all I have for that. If there's no questions, if anybody wanted to share their screen and work on one, you can, or if you just want to work on it without sharing your screen and just ask questions, you can do that as well. And I'll stop sharing for right now.
Oh, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hope you had a nice day, everyone.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Hey, Terrence. Oh,
Hey, how's it going?
yeah, okay. I got back not too long ago from work. Well, I joined and I was listening, I was watching. Yeah. Okay, let me try this. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
Right. Yes. Okay. Okay, get 2 minutes. What am I doing? Just a minute.
Hey, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I was just about to ask for help here.
So you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Your syntax is a little off for the filter. I dropped it in the chat for you though.
Okay. Let me see. So item. Okay.
So it looks like it would just be item, fat arrow, curly braces, and then is item
Oh,
greater than or
yeah.
equal to
Then I
0.
put this inside. Okay, okay. Yeah. So first of all, the call function. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Just don't forget your closing parentheses on line 7.
Yeah. Oh.
There you go.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that looks more like it. Okay. The second part of it where I'm summing up, I'm using reduce function or reduce method rather. And this, yeah, this is right. Um, how should I test this?
If it were me, I
Mm.
would comment out line 10, 11, and 12 just to make sure my function array of positives is actually working.
Okay. And test just these parts, maybe console.
R- Right. Or you can just run positive sum and put or no, that works.
Okay, okay. Maybe use this. Okay.
Perfect.
Will
So
you test this? Where will you test this?
you can bring up a browser, like a Google browser.
Where's this from?
And just press F12, paste it, and run it. So you're getting an empty array. Okay, if you go back to if you go back to VS Code,
Mm.
let's see, try putting the debugger within the array of positives function.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not really good with the debugger, but we could try it there first, see if it works. Is your screen still there?
Yeah. I'm bringing refresh this. Mhm. Okay, it looks like it's sources. Yeah, it looks like the program is working.
Sorry, I was on mute. All right, can you step in there?
Step in or step over?
Yeah, step in.
Okay.
It's not giving you anything. Okay, can you go back? Like go back up. So the item is 12. But why is it empty? All right, now I want to take this on mine. Give me a second. I'm gonna bring my VS Code up.
Mm.
Do you mind bringing up Code Wars so I can see the question?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So got an array of numbers, return the sum of all the positive ones.
Okay. So you were doing it using filter. What I would do first, I like to do pseudocode. What I would do is I would just do a for each or a for loop through the array and see if the number or the element rather in the array is greater than 0 or equal to 0 as you did with the filter. If it is, then I would increment.
Will you push it into another array?
Right. If it is greater than 0, then I would increment it to a variable. If it's not greater than 0, then I would just skip it. So it sounds like it will be an if else statement within there too.
Okay. Could it also be, could there be an issue with this?
Where you're running it?
Yeah, like the
No.
way I declared what's inside. Like if I done a direct const array, go to this.
No, I don't think that, because even if you pass array 1 through positive sum, it's still going to be the same thing as
Yeah.
you had it before. What I was suggesting earlier is that you run the function, excuse me, that you take the console log out and the debugger on line 6.
Mhm. Okay.
And then just run the function with the array in there without using the console log.
Okay. So the way it is now.
Well, remove line 15. Well, you can leave that there. Never mind. Yeah, the way it is now. I want this to have- Let me get mine to pop up.
No, it just says on the phone.
It's giving you undefined.
Mm.
Sorry. Trying to work it over here.
Yeah, man, it was like Erica was saying, you might be going about it like the long way using like the filter function and reduce. you could really get away with just using for each for this one to, you'll start off with a variable called sum and then use for each to check each element to see if it's greater than 0 and then add that to the sum and then, return the sum would be probably the more simple way of going about it without using like the,
Without breaking
filter
it into steps, yeah.
and reduce. Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. Okay. So. Mm. Yeah. So I'm going to be using only dots. Sure. So I'm going to have an if statement inside this.
That's correct.
Okay. So if elements
Sorry.
is basically greater than 0 is what we want.
Right.
It's greater than 0. Then you add to sum. So we need to let me create a sum. Let sum equal to 0. Okay. So
And I would create that sum outside of the for each, just so that it should be able to get access, like to be returned. So I would have the sum variable declared above the for each
okay.
function.
So the function itself will be able to return some. Makes sense.
Right. So yep. So it has the right scope. Yep.
Okay. So we want to add and assign the value of elements. Yeah. Yeah. Else do nothing basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then outside this will return some.
Yep.
I need this already work on. What is this notes? Okay. And that's 1 plus 7, 8 plus 12, 20.
Yep.
It worked.
Looks pretty good.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, you're definitely on the right track. So the filter would have been good too if like we actually had to remove those elements. But since we can keep them and just ignore them, that's why the for each with in combination with the if statement works with this one.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay. Let me save this. I'm about to go to save this. Okay. Should we solve another one before 8 o'clock?
Yep, we got 15 minutes. So yeah, I would go for another one. Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, I didn't test this. Let me copy and paste it.
Sure. Nice.
Awesome. Can I like go to the next one, or do I have to go and search again?
You can go, yeah, you can go the practice, because that way you can kind of read through the list. Like I
Okay.
was showing you, yeah, you could do practice, and then if there's a specific topic too, like if you want to do arrays again, you can search that under tags, or if you want to do strings. But I always do start off with the 8. Yeah, the easiest, just to, build some momentum.
Mhm. Okay. String repeats. It's also. Yeah, I picked this just because we had an issue with both on the other one. Okay, here's a question. That's a function that takes a list of strings as an argument and returns a filtered list containing the same elements, but with the keys removed. Okay. Okay, this should be easy. So, yeah, I'm sure I'm done. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, geese
Yeah.
is an array.
So this
Yeah.
array, okay. Anything in this should not be kept,
In
basically.
your return. Yep, should be filtered out.
Should be filtered out. Okay, nice. All right, this is string. Okay. So what are we giving this? No.
Yep. So you
Containing all the strings. Set those match the strings in this. Okay, okay. Ah, nice. Very good. Mhm. Okay, so I'll change this to an arrow function.
right.
This do I need the keyword actually?
You do, yeah, because the arrow functions are technically declared like variables.
Okay, so this would be equal to, or I should use another name.
No, you keep the same function name. When you convert it to arrow, you keep the same function name.
Okay.
And you'll want to just put the arrow right before your opening bracket.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not the parentheses, the bracket. So after the birds argument there.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So birds is going to be an array that will be passed in as an input. Okay. So I'm thinking we use for each as well, where we say for each element, check if that element is included in this array.
Yep,
If
you could do
it's-
that.
Yeah, if it is, do nothing. If it's not included here, then push it into another array, and that array will be returned as our,
Yep.
results. Okay, so we'll start by declaring results. Let's results be an empty array. Then we do our for each for bets. Okay, bets that's yeah. So the question is, how do I check if element is in yes, if element is already here? Do I say elements? Let me see. Let me start. If
You can use the there's actually an includes method that you could use.
yeah. So if element is
So you could do it. Yeah, so actually, you could do it this way too, since there's not a lot of elements. You can get away with doing it this way, like
one by one.
if element equals or element equals or element. You can do that in your if statement if it equals any of those 5 that are in the
like one by one.
Right. Technically, it's not necessarily the cleanest
Mm.
solution, but you could technically do that.
I see. Yeah, I was thinking of like geese dots include. What's this going to be? No, not this is how it's supposed to look. Like just using a method that checks.
So I would say you can do it the other way. So I would think you can pass in not element equals, but you can pass in geese dot includes, and then within that, pass in the element as an argument. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because that'll be either, that'll return either true or false, right?
Yeah, exactly. That includes elements.
And if it does, then do one thing. If it doesn't, do another. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. So if it does, I don't want you to do anything actually. Yeah, do nothing.
Yep. And you could do you could use the not operator as well if you want to flip it. You know what I mean? If you put a exclamation mark in front of geese dot includes,
Yeah,
then that'll be if geese doesn't include, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's true. Okay, let's do that then. So that I can just avoid writing empty. Okay,
So then, yeah, then you should be able to,
does not
like if it,
include.
yeah,
And
then
I
you can
want
push it.
it to, yeah, push it into results. The push elements. Yeah,
Right, and then
Not-
return out.
yeah. So. Okay, yeah, that's it. So
Yeah, I think that looks good.
looks. Okay. Test this out. Okay. And I should try this on one of their given arrays.
Yep.
Programs. For example, this person. Okay. Okay, looks like it works. Yeah, does it include
Yep.
Africanus dropped out?
Yep.
Yeah, this was also dropped out. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So I'll test this now. Already copied it out.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Okay, tests. Sweet.
Nice.
Nice.
Perfect. Yeah, that not operator helps, you from having to write like an else statement there too.
Yeah, that was very good. Awesome. Yep, I'm gonna finish right on time. Got 1 minute more.
Please, can you share this on the Slack along with the
Okay.
question, please?
Sure, and the link. Well,
Thanks.
yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. That'll wrap it up. If you guys have any questions throughout the week, you can actually, you can message me directly on Slack if you have anything before next
Okay.
Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
No problem.
Y'all have a good night.
You
You guys
too.
have a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.